Hello again.
Hi.
We're back and want to share that we just woke up this morning and are reflecting on how fortunate and grateful we are to have found this diet and lifestyle that we're living. Whole food, plant-based. And I've been playing with intermittent fasting a bit lately. And one of the things I found that I so have enjoyed about it, been doing it for a couple of weeks now, is when I eat breakfast, it's been 16 or 17 hours since my last food. And boy, does it taste good.
That's true. When you get hungry, food, it perks
So
up your taste buds.
my grandmother used to say, hunger is the best spice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So yeah, we just have been feeling so grateful about how healthy we feel and how good life has been.
I had a new client that I was working with share with me something so important by the name of an MD, Zach, Z-A-C-H Bush. And I hadn't connected with him, and I listened to one of his lectures, and it was really touching what he expressed in statistics about our children, that now 46% of all children in the US have a chronic condition.
Yeah, it's really surprising that many kids are diagnosed with a chronic condition when in 1975, he was saying that only 4% of the entire population in the US was diagnosed with a chronic condition. So things have changed rapidly.
Yeah, and looking at autism, it's gone from 1 in 5,000 children to now it's 1 in
Autism 1 in 36.
1 in 36 children, and that it's just going up, 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 up in terms of expressing as a condition. And that if we don't really shift how we're eating, what we're doing with our soils and the food we're growing, it's going to go up much further and really cripple and financially ruin our society. All of these chronic diseases that we now experience in adults and in children will undermine the whole society. So, what's creating it? Well, one of the things creating it is driving through the drive-throughs with our kids or taking them to McDonald's and ingesting food that has been sprayed with glyphosate.
Glyphosate.
Say it again.
Glyphosate, Roundup.
Yeah, Roundup, basically. And this Zach Bush, MD, now has a big organization to support farmers to regenerate the soil and to completely shift the kind of commercial farming they've been doing into regenerative food products. I love that. So if you get a chance, go on zachbush.com and you'll
ZachBushMD.com.
zachbushmd.com.
Or just Google it in YouTube.
Yeah. It's so worth listening to this guy. He's so brilliant and so aware and so willing to share what's really happening in our environments and in our farms today and in our health as a result.
Yeah, it sounds quite alarming the way we're sharing the statistics. And just give a little context too. Zach is one of the most positive, upbeat guys I've ever come across.
True.
And all that he's doing, like Connie is saying, is showing that there is an answer. And that answer is just kind of realigning with how nature works instead of trying to control nature and control weeds and pests and all the rest that we've used our intelligence and chemistry for. Let's just go back to nature.
Yeah, and let's go to organic wherever we can. But he points out, which is interesting, that the most important thing is to buy from a regenerative soil farmer, someone who is really shifting the health, the microbiome of the soil through the practices that they're utilizing.
Yeah, so one of the upbeat, at least for me, one of the upbeat statistics that he points out as well, he's doing some amazing research, and what they're discovering in his lab is how there's this microRNA that is kind of the messenger between the environment that our bodies are in and our nucleus, the DNA, as to what to produce to create the healthiest condition for our bodies to survive. And what he was pointing out is that, like, if we breathe in some mold or something in our environment, within 16 minutes, that microRNA is going into the nucleus to create a whole different cell than it was 16 minutes before. This is the whole principle of regeneration that we've always based all of our work on.
Yeah.
If we aren't healthy, we can get healthy because the body's constantly regenerating. The new cells that are being produced as the old ones die off, which is happening every hour, every minute, every second of our lives, we have a whole new liver. Every cell in our liver is new every 6 months. That regenerative process is what allows us to get stronger and healthier. And so what Zach is learning in his lab is how that works with this microRNA. And we are so responsive to our environment. So when we improve the environment, our cells just get stronger and healthier. So the environment that we want to subject ourselves to is one, of course, that's free of toxins and chemicals that don't serve us.
Go ahead.
And so that's, again, just kind of an underpinning that we didn't understand the dynamics of how the microbiome and this microRNA plays a role in our health and is supported most ideally by whole food, plant-based food.
Wide variety.
Wide variety, right.
Organic.
Because that eliminates all the additives, right? All the additives that are such a problem. And it ensures that it's low oil, so we don't create the inflammation from excess oil. And it ensures high fiber, which is what feeds our microbiome. We're learning all these details of why whole food plant-based works, but it's so simple. All we have to think of is, well, and organic, like you say, organic, whole food plant-based. And that puts us in alignment with the natural environment that creates a healthy body.
So, McDonald's, drive-thrus, whatever they are, play with your children or grandchildren to make your own baked French fries, to make your own veggie balls instead of chicken nuggets that are fabulous and so easy to do, and have the adventure together of exploring and enjoying eating really health-giving foods. So the recipe today is the vegetarian, beautiful meatballs that I'm going to share with you that came from another client from Africa who made them so beautifully, and will share her secrets in how to make the most delicious meatballs that you can eat by themselves like chicken nuggets, or you can use them in a pasta dish.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Good.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.